Hello and welcome back to Deadfire. You ever get the feeling you did things in the wrong way round? Like you did something first, which you should have done last? Well, that's kind of how I feel about this game. Because, looking at this, we now have a new quest, the Coming Storm. So, basically we know that Aethys has gone into Ondra's mortar, into all of the fog looking for Okaizo, right? Well, I think he knows where it is, but you know what the general idea, right? And then we got this. Hey, why don't we go and talk to any of these guys and see what's going on? Interesting that, isn't it? How we had to talk to all of them, upgrade our ship. Kind of did all of this without needing a quest, really. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Anyway, Prince Aruhi, or Aru... Yeah, is that Aruhi? Yeah, I guess Aruhi asked to talk to us right before we ended the episode. And we have to talk to Takehu. So I'm going to talk to Takehu first because he recently made a commitment to finding Okaizo. So let's see what he has to say.
Okaizo? We are actually going to Okaizo.
Takehu turns his colorless gaze towards you, unfocused but full of concern.
The tribes will look to me to bridge our past and our future. A heavy responsibility, I say.
How about what you want?
What do I want?
Takehu looks down, repeating the question under his breath.
The praise they showered on Ngati's chosen. Until now, it all seemed an empty gesture. Never a promise that I could fulfill. I was the toast of Nekataka. But all of that is behind me. I must turn away from delights and think of the tribes. Okaizo will show us the way. The tribes will find themselves again.
He touches the spot on his forehead, his gaze unfocused with a momentary sense of awe.
I would discover what our ancestors forgot. The Covenant is more important than ever.
Let's see. How do we want to go with this? Learn what you can from Okaizo, but let the tribes find their way. We're all about letting people make their own decisions, for the most part.
I will give it thought. There is time enough for that, at least.
He nods, weighing your words with care.
Okaizo should be the discovery of our lifetime. With the trading companies and the Principe ready to descend on each other, I wish the island had kept its secrets a while longer.
He lets out a weary sigh. The world around you darkens, and once again you feel an incessant tug for your attention, the pool centering from Takehu's soul. Oh, ready to speak to Ondra again, by the way, or Ngati, however you want to say it. But this might be quiet again, because it was last time. Something seems to be up with her voice. Anyway.
It pains me to see my boy so conflicted. Questions tear at his heart, and the ache reaches me even here.
Super quiet. Ondra props her jaw on her fist and regards you coolly.
If you continue to encourage him, his life will grow more complicated. He will be the savior his people want. Someone to drag their past into the present.
She shrugs as if the distinction is nothing to her.
Empires have fallen since I favored the Huana with power and wisdom. How they wield it is their choice. Just see that my boy comes to no harm.
Before you have a chance to react, Ondra claps her hands and your surroundings assert themselves once more.
There is much to consider, and little time to decide our course. I fear that we will see the path before us before we are ready to walk it. My thoughts swim in deep waters, Captain.
Takehu bites down on his thumb and glances away.
The problems of the Deadfire were never simple. Now they have grown too many tentacles by far. Is there still time for us? The captain and the handsome fish?
Takehu winces, voicing the idea seems to have brought him real pain. I care about you, Takehu. I'll make the time.
Then ignore my worries, I say. Ngati would not have us wallow in concern.
Takehu sighs, his shoulders releasing some of their tension.
Considering all that vies for our attention, I wondered if I could indulge you in a diversion.
What are you up to, Takehu?
I say we are both overworked, poorly rested, and deserving of an evening to ourselves. Arrangements have been made in the Wild Mare. I wondered if you would join me.
Arrangement. I'm intrigued. Let's go.
Akira, wonderful, I say. To the mare, then.
Takehu claps his hands and grins. Alright, interesting.
Hey there.
What's very interesting about that is I believe the first game didn't have any romances in it at all. Which was kind of it was a minor story, like for some of those video game sites, because they were like, oh, it's an Obsidian game that doesn't have romances, because you know they're all kind of BioWare games essentially up to this point, if you know what I'm meaning. Like they're all that style of game where you got your romances, you got your companions, you got that set up. Anyway, thought it was interesting.
I got
anyway,
this.
Prince Haruhi, hello.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaret's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
Haruhi looks you up and down, clearly impressed.
Our enemies scramble for Kaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste.
Sighing, Haruhi gestures for you to speak freely. Ah.
Hey there.
Yeah, I think I know what he called us over for. We're
Right
meant
there.
to do the Huana quests now. However, we have already done the Huana quests. I wonder if we can just choose nobody and just leave. I mean, that is an option, I assume. Dunno. I'm also assuming, although I could be wrong, that this is the end of the game quest. Wonder if we just choose nobody, what the consequences are. Because we could definitely go up into the storm previously. Interesting. Anyway, I should supply, actually, to start with. Probably don't need more ships, but we do need more. What are these? Oh. I have no idea what that is. It must be new things now that I've unlocked. We can get palm sails, which are even better. It loses sail health. Oh, Magranite flamethrowers. Wonder why we got those. Okay, well, I'm gonna grab the palm sails. I'd like one, please. I don't really need 68. Thanks for the offer, though. And Larga, let's grab ourselves like 250 of that. Right. Oh yeah, and time to make ourselves a little money. Selling all our items. Yep. This is gonna be good. Yeah, get rid of the wands, get rid of all this, get rid of all that. Now we're making money. Now we're doing it. We should maybe choose a party as well. I suspect the one that we took to speak to Aethys in Ashen Maw is going to be our one for the end of the game. But, you know, maybe not. Let's just trade for that. Nice. Leave by sea. I do like how we could use our other ship if we wanted to. Like, you know, just use our other ship. Whatever. We could also have many, many ships. I wonder how you'd get the money for that. I guess you just wouldn't buy anything else. Like anything like items. You just buy ships. You've received an important missive from Captain Ferrante. Read. My dearest watcher, a god with an agenda tends to put things into perspective. Now, more than ever, it is imperative we commandeer the floating hangman, if only so we may chase Aethys to Okaizo. I have called a meeting of the Consuelo Mes Casitas. Please sail to Dunage and join us as swiftly as the winds will bring you. Fortune favor you, Captain Ferrante. Alright. That reminds me. Because that sounds like that's a quest that's been sitting there a while that we've now got something for. One, we need to go to the Wild Mare with... let's go to the Wild Mare, meet Takehu, and then go to, I guess, the Brass Citadel and Queen's Birth. But Queen's Birth first, because we need to speak to the Valians. Yeah. Anyway.
Captain, here we are.
Yeah, hello. Do I need to bring everyone else along?
No.
You know what?
What can I do for you? You see anything?
Hopefully I don't get, absolutely destroyed for doing this. Because what could happen is there's a fight in here and then... Anyway. That's us. Hey, Takehu, let's go.
This is paradise, I say. Second only to the guild for introspection.
Takehu sighs as he surveys the Wild Mare, his hands on his hips.
I secured us a room, Captain. Some privacy.
He rests his hand on your arm and smiles, his touch hesitant. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Kara, but reel in your nets a moment.
Takehu chuckles and squeezes your arm before letting his drop.
I feel I must explain my intentions.
He twirls one of his hairs around his finger. A faint blue tinge rises to his cheeks, which may or may not be blushing. Go on.
Setting aside my carnal compulsions, you deserve to know why I have pestered you with tales of my antics. The feathered godlike from Nekitaka?
Takehu crosses his arms and sighs.
The children of Amira and Ngati were too evenly matched. I sought difference and found only a mirror. Is it wrong to want disparity? To hope for a partner greater than you?
Not in the least.
Then there was my handsome whaler, a perfect specimen, weathered, elusive, aggressive. But the morning after our coupling, I awoke to him praying at my feet.
Takehu turns away and exhales through his nose. I can see why that would be a problem.
Kara, just so. My strong Hazanui? Our coupling was diplomacy, a chance joining of competing powers.
If that was diplomacy, I'm in the wrong field.
Kara, only be sure you have the stamina for it. Taking your hand and leading you through my perversions, my failures, it was not done for my ego alone, Captain.
You want someone who can outshine you, is that it? He considers this, pursing his lips. Takehu shrugs.
In the arms of a lover, I want to forget what I am to my people. I don't want to be cherished. I want to vanish. I want to be squeezed and pushed and gobbled up until there is nothing of Takehu for his people to find. And I fear this will never happen.
He starts to continue, but a choked sob is all that emerges. Takehu raises his palm up to cover his mouth, his eyes growing very wide. Forget about who you are. We can choose to be whatever we are together.
Really?
He draws his arms across his nose, his dark eyes glistening with tears.
Kara, that sounds wonderful. Will you let me be in great need, wanting nothing more than to shrug off the weight of the archipelago and forget myself in your arms?
His eyes widen as he awaits your reply. Come here, Takehu, we've talked enough, and I'm ready. He leans in, hesitating, his eyes wide, as those of a stunned tuna. Well, we'll kiss him. You take the initiative to close the distance, moving your body against his and pressing your lips together. The scent of the ocean is overpowering, but Takehu tastes like a man. His skin moves against you without friction. You reach behind his head and grab a handful of his hair, causing a groan to pass from Takehu's mouth into yours. A warm pressure encompasses your hand as Takehu's hair intertwines with your fingers and squeezes down. After a time, you release each other. Takehu seems unsteady on his feet and doesn't know where to put his gaze. He looks more vulnerable than you feel. Oh, did that help set your worries aside, Takehu?
For now, Kara, but my needs are most insatiable. Whatever happens,
Catching his breath, Takehu glances down and folds his hands, pressing his knuckles anxiously.
Do not let me fall asleep unless I am by your side, wearing not the frown of a savior, but the smile of an innocent fool.
From now on, we bunk together if I have to tie you to the steward and make her watch.
I would not mind that, though she might take offense.
The smile returns to his face, and with it Takehu's ease and comfort with you. It feels different, warmer, full of possibility.
We have a room, Captain. I plan on using it.
Enveloping your hand in his, Takehu leads you away with a gentle tug.
Captain, that was exceptionally well done. You have worked yourself into a deserving rest.
Takehu leans in and clasps your hand and kisses your forehead. Come on, you naughty fish, let's be off.
Come, the sea air will do us both some good.
Takehu smiles and releases your hand with a wistful sigh. Alright then.
Now, What can I do for you? You see anything?
Right, we need to get our party back. Gonna speak to the Valians first, although we might as well bring along Maya for just now. I'm gonna bring along a Loth.
At your service,
Right.
Watcher.
Yeah.
I don't expect
Leave it
there's
to
gonna
me.
be any fighting here, so we can afford a little bit of a weird group. Okay. So, we basically finished our companions, more ways than one, and now, well, actually, I think we do need to still speak to Loth a little bit, but apart from that, oh, there we go. You receive a letter bearing the seal of the Valian Trading Company and Flaunt Alette's terrible handwriting. Flaunt Alette's cramped handwriting makes much of this missive difficult to read. Watcher, I hope this message finds you in good health. We have made our adjustments to the machines and are ready to take another attempt at your transportation. Please make your way to the spire as soon as you are able. I believe we have it this time. Your partner in discovery, Flaunt Alette. Alright. Well, actually we are going to go back in here. See, I thought we were going to have to speak to... Well, actually we do have a tank with us. Never mind, we'll stick with our current party. Although this will hopefully tell us whether we're going to get another missive the moment we leave here. If it ever loads. Alright, there we go. Right, need to set up our formation a little bit. It's a very complex formation. It's actually more complex than I initially thought. Something like that? Yeah, it seems alright.
Whose guts twist her around like her rusty
I forgot he was still
corkscrew.
singing up there.
Oh, the
Right.
sailor who can't hold
So,
her
I guess we're doing that one first. Because it's in the city. Right. So this is up in the Sacred Stair at the Spire of Souls, I believe. So this is the one where we got teleported to Remrogant's realm previously. And he told us, "Thou shalt not do it again, under pain of death." And, well, you know, we're going to do it again. Because we have no self-preservation. That's alright. Who needs that anyway? Hello.
Excellent timing. We're getting consistent readings, and I believe we're ready to try again. That is, if you're up for it.
Blonde does a poor job of hiding her anticipation. She bounces slightly on her heels. I'm ready.
Great, to work everyone. Let's get this underway. And you, just relax, but also be sure to concentrate very carefully.
Okay.
Look for the next Adra pillar. Once you have the connection, just step through.
Once again, you feel the essence in the Adra like a physical thing beside you. This time, however, the cord of energy that tugs at you is incessant, but manageable, and through it you can feel what Flon was describing, a connection running through the tower and beyond where it splits in all directions. Color leeches from the world around you to drift into the between. You feel the connection drawn taut like a pulled rope and then pull... Okay, where are we going? Well...
Kara, I say the Animancer's tower has seen better days.
Oh! I know where we are. We're in that underground bit near Nekataka. Nods and cracked bones litter the floor. The portal is closed behind you, leaving no way to transit back through the luminous Adra pillar. So there were upstairs, there were a bunch of people who were imprisoned, but they're no longer imprisoned. Interesting. There was an empty socket in this panel as if something were removed. The way out, I assume, is what was removed. Now, there were a bunch of Zurups, which makes me think
Careful.
it might be a dragon.
Look.
Yeah, I see it.
We're
Still
not
Zurups.
alone.
Okay. I'm gonna take a step back here. Okay. That thing's coming for us. Okay. Get it. And... get it. Start casting. Okay. That's that. That's our bird. Bird can get it. Alagina can get it. And gonna hold off half a second on doing anything special. Go. Okay. Right, try it again with this one. And actually switch to our bow.
Might as well be hitting the water.
Nice, he's dead. Right. So, bounce this CC. I'm going to change what I want him to do, actually. Instead of doing that, I now want him to drop this on top of us. Ishiza needs her tactics turned on. And then she can go headbutt the crystal spider. Right, we're probably going to switch to our new saber and go for the attack on that plague striker. Right, set your kill on that thing and then you can start attacking it. Wait, is it immune to... No. Set it on that one for just now.
Lava will be on. There's something you don't see every day.
Okay. Then double strike this one. Bird, turn around and get that thing. Pelagina. Bog Lurker. Hit this thing. That'll hopefully kill it. Right. Lightning strike. Immune to lightning. Literally the worst thing I could choose to do there. I guess I'll just do another one of these. I don't really like Olaf's spells, I'm realizing. Wonder if that's going to be an issue. So there's us. Kind of surrounded. Mercy for the Lost. That also provides healing and provides fit inspiration. Oh, that must be a new one because we've yeah, because we've got more of our soul back. Let's shadow step to the bog
You see that,
lurker.
Ishi?
Show him how it.
Nice, so we can get behind it and that'll hopefully do it.
I shall.
Right. Hit this ice attack like this. Right. Blast him. Hate this. Blast him.
I shall.
This is ridiculous. Do we have anything that would help us live here? Well, I suppose just a heal on the ground is probably his best bet. Right, do that one. And then, Blizzard? Right. We're doing against the Bog Lurker. Doing alright. Maybe another one of these. Alright, so he's still up. Another heal. Can you please help with the next one? Right, heal?
I'm feeling the strain.
He might live still? Right, shark. Oh, we killed that one. Lovely. Switch back to our bow and get a blinding shot on this one. Yeah, blinding shot. Hit him. Okay. That's good. Shark's pretty much doing the job here.
Can't get a clean hit.
That's how it's done.
And then no death. Nice. Had to use a couple single rest abilities.
Yes, Captain.
That's just because of poor planning. Right. Fast mode activated again, so we can go grab some loot. Okay, well that was not the way I wanted to handle that at all, but it seemed to work. Wonder what this is. Ah, just some rubble.
Akira, it is no problem.
Oh, that's interesting. What have we got here? Bone Setter's Torque. Okay, after last episode not knowing what a torque is, we've now got many of them. It grants sawbones. Removes injuries from the target. The procedure is crude and the patient suffers lower defense. Okay. Increases healing done and 5% of hits are converted to crits with weapons. In the early days of Vailian sea exploration, innumerable dangers threatened any ship setting out for uncharted waters. far from proper medical aid, even minor injuries or illness could render a ship's crew ineffective, ending expeditions before they were complete. Such ventures were often funded by Valian interests and represented considerable capital. Thus, Admiralty commissioned the services of Grigori Feliz Mefontina, a renowned physician. Working with enchanters and artificers, Fontina developed a method by which to transfer basic medical knowledge into affordably made torques which could be easily manufactured, shipped and stored. These trinkets were widely distributed to ship quartermasters and surgeons, allowing them to treat their crews more efficiently, or effectively. Following the amulet's introduction, the Admiralty noted a slight but undeniable increase in the survival rate of their crews and thus success rate of their expeditions. Okay, interesting. Not going to use it because we don't have a dedicated healer on any of our parties. So that's a well-built drainage canal, though it's seen better days, is what that says.
Be cautious.
Okay.
Be constant.
The tunnel narrows quickly ahead, barring further passage. And along here, does this lead us? Another way into the same area? We can either go in the front door or not. Wait, what did I grab? Found a strange lever. Ah, so that's our way out. Good. Well, do I want to go in the side door or the front door? I want to go in the front door. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not afraid of nothing. Front door. Let's go in. Okay then. Well, that was a fun little area. It fits into here, right? Yeah, and now we can leave. And then that brings us up above. This area, which we've already been into. Right. We've actually already explored that entire area, so no reason to explore it any further. Right. And now we have to go back to Nekataka. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'm still kind of interested about these shrines and what we could do with them. Because, I mean, we can destroy the shrines, but... Oh, there's another important missive. Alexa, I hope you've recovered from your ordeal at Magrin's Teeth. Come see me at Imperial Command in the Brass Citadel when you return to Nekataka. The way to Okaizo lies open before us, but I require your help with a final matter. In glory as Inui Karu. Cool. So I did need to speak to him, I just needed to wait for the missives to come in, basically. Yeah, we'll go to this one. I don't know why the fast travel to the Spire of Souls isn't to the top one, because there's no reason to not go to the top one. Kind of weird. Sorry, I think I hit my mic there. Alright. Oh.
They must have called for reinforcements.
Don't let them escape!
There is mercenaries here? Hello?
I'll teach you a
Die?
lesson.
Hey, do you want to use this ability again? I'll probably do it. Right. So somebody's attacking Flaunt. Ooh, Animancer Energy Blade. Nice, that's raw damage and attacks more quickly than a normal blade. And I like the idea of the Energy Blade. It's basically a lightsaber. I kind of want to see if that's better than our current weapon. So obviously our current weapon is, well, that's our bow. Our bow is amazing, but compared to this, so each has the extra damage with saber weapons. The recovery time is a second faster, so not quite like double or anything. There's still 14 to 20 damage, which is pretty good. Doesn't convert it to shock, which is interesting, but doesn't have any upgrades, which I guess means it's not better, but it would be better if we hadn't upgraded it. It's interesting. I guess there are people who don't upgrade, like me in the first game.
I'll see what I can find.
Anyway, up to the rooftop, and we should hopefully be able to save Flawn. Okay, so that's the Animancer's defenses there.
I'll make it quick.
So who hired the mercenaries?
What the shit? Behind us! Look sharp!
Get him?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Bullseye.
Why is this guy golden? Okay, interesting. Get to this one. Right, mark that one as your kill. Palagina, do that ability. The Kehu, drop the ice pillar. I think we're pretty good. I mean, we could do something with a loft as well, but I think it's
That looks
unnecessary.
like it hurt.
Probably, maybe.
I'll teach you a lesson.
A loft, let's chuck in one of these over here. And we're just gonna dodge over this way. So we can start aiming at the wizard at the back. So you hit this one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice, nice. Back this way.
Show him how it's done.
Please dodge. Nice. Then we're gonna dodge again over here. It's definitely working very well for us. Takehu. Maybe I should have put a little bit more effort into the fight, but seems to have worked out okay. Right.
Can't get...
We have one that... this one's marked for the hunt. Okay, so... Twin shots.
Clean head.
There's something you don't see every day.
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Move over here. Switch to our axe that we never use. Perfect. Head over this way. Get the cipher.
Bullseye.
Just basically picking on them.
Ah!
Right. Perfect. You are also going to switch back to your bow. You should have been on it to start with, but that's alright. We can now hopefully get that paladin. Yeah, good.
No, this job was rotten.
He turns his face with some difficulty towards Maya.
We did what you asked.
Excuse me? Beside you, Maya's brow wrinkles with confusion. Dawning realization flattens her expression. She moves to crouch beside the dying man. With a final shuddering gasp, the man lies still. Beneath the bloodied surface of his body, the essence of his spirit flutters free from him. Oh, okay. I thought Maya herself had hired the mercenaries. I think she was just talking about the Rawatayans. A muffled clatter draws your attention to the nearby chest.
Madiko, I thought I was done for. These monstrous brutes. Look at what they have done. They've destroyed all we have worked toward for a little coin.
Looks like the Royal Deadfire Company isn't happy with your progress.
This is a bold move, even for the Royal Deadfire Company. They are losing patience. And look at our machines. We'll clean up here. See to the wounded. You'd best get over to the offices. Let them know what happened.
Maya jostles her shoulder as you make to leave, her voice lowered to a discreet murmur.
One way or another, this is only going to get worse. Worth thinking about.
Watching.
Don't like that. Rakan Field Boots grants no quarter. Teleport to attack unleashes a blast of fury at the point of impact, possibly knocking down foes in the area. Cool. These plated boots are badly corroded around the heels. They're worn by a bleak walker at the Battle of Rakan Moor, where the mercenary paladins infamously put down a fledgling peasant revolt on behalf of the local lords. The dissidents had taken refuge in the moors in the hopes of the unstable ground and acrid peat bogs would discourage pursuit. Undeterred, the bleak walkers marched on the peasant camp, shoulder to shoulder, shields locked. Many of them sank into the fuming fen, dying with little protest. The terrified rebels watched in horror as the grim paladins who survived the deadly march accelerated into a final charge, breaking through the upstarts' thin ranks before butchering them all. Oh. Okay. And see, all I was thinking about is, ooh, nice boots for Palagina, although she already has the footsteps of the beast, which is... hobbles enemies behind her. Actually, these sound much better. Yeah, Those do sound much better. Giving her a once per encounter charge, which can knock down. Fantastic.
Yes?
Well, continue grabbing loot here. Nice.
Of course.
Nice. Over this way. Right. Well, I think it's time to leave here. And yeah, I guess go tell the Valians about what happened. Don't imagine they're going to be too happy about it. By the way, that does completely explain why the fast travel isn't to the roof. It's because if the fast travel was to the roof, they couldn't do that part of it. Kind of interesting. Anyway. Oh, I thought there was going to be a quicker way. We probably should have left out the other door. If the other door still exists. Yeah, it does. So we probably should have left out the other door. Anyway, whatever. West exit. Head over to Queen's Birth. Now, you see, now what I'm wondering is why can you not fast travel to the Valian place? You know what I'm saying? Same logic. There must be something that happens in there. I know you can sneak into the Valian place, but I don't know. Okay. Well, let's go speak to the Valians. Now, I am going to save outside for the logic that I don't want this to be the side that we choose necessarily. I mean, I don't know what side I want to choose right now, but I don't 100% want it to be the Valians. So if this is like you finish the Valian quest, this is now the side you choose, I'm not too fond of that. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Head up here. And let's speak to the director once again. Once it loads in. There we go. Right. Hello.
Watcher, at last, someone who can answer my questions.
I just noticed there's like maybe 3 times the number of guards here.
They're saying there was an attack at the spire. I fear I'd sent you to your death. None of the Juana guards will tell us a thing, and Flaune's message is illegible. What happened?
Well, the Royal Deadfire Company sent mercenaries to kill everyone in the spire. I got back just in time.
The Royal Deadfire Company? I didn't realize they were even aware of our efforts.
Your efforts atop the spire of the Soul Seers, you mean?
Maya rolls her eyes.
I suppose I needn't ask if you'd been reporting to your leadership.
If Atsura knew that I've hopped into that Adra with the captain twice now, he'd stick me in the infirmary.
I'm glad you're in one piece, Watcher. I'll have the details out to Flaune, I think. You've more than earned your reward. And my trust. Oh, and perhaps you'd consider stopping by Alvari's office. I believe she'll want some assurances as to the state of the spire.
Okay.
How may I help?
Alvari's office it is, then. Interesting. Wonder why it's making us go down here. Intriguing. And we have to open the door as well. Weird. So I almost feel like this is a trap, but okay.
I can't decide if the gods must love or hate you, Watcher. Perhaps both. Volcanoes, giant waves. Mel, I've had my fill of this island. It involves no divinities, but I do have some news for you as well. I have decided to take action with regards to Castle's incompetence. I have called together a meeting of the Sengretta mea Compresa. Our esteemed investors have come to hear Director Castle's excuses for squandering their fortunes.
Alavari smooths the front of her coat and plucks lint from her sleeve.
You've witnessed Castle's mistakes personally, and you know what is at stake for us with Ukaizo. The council will want to hear from you, the Canton Chase in particular.
She raises her eyes to meet yours.
The company needs new leadership. Leadership that can make effective use of its most important allies. Let us start here. striking a fine impression before the wealthiest men and women in Eora.
Castole never did me wrong.
No, how could he? He has all the mettle of a wet rag. Perhaps Nero's judgment will provide Castole with the opportunity to chase his true ambitions. His responsibilities clearly weigh upon him. You will attend the trial, I hope. Your testimony is a vital part of the proceedings.
Fine, let's get this over with.
Indeed. Come then. I'll send for our esteemed guests. Meet us upstairs when you are ready.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for now. Interesting. Well, Castole hasn't really done too well. I mean, he did send us to help the slavers. That was fairly bad on his part.
Silence, please. I'd like to get us underway.
Director Castole's office is nearly unrecognizable through the milling crush of bodies. The chamber is suffocatingly warm, and several of the occupants jostle for a place beside the window. 201, the people around you are dressed in rich fabrics, or else the occasional piece of armor. Few of them look especially pleased to be here. Despite the cacophony that greets you when you arrive, a quiet descends swiftly upon the room, upon the barest hand gesture from the man now standing behind the desk. The Canta Niesi's gaze sweeps across the room, eventually settling on you. Title owned by Nero, son of Duchess Sperento.
I see you have wasted little time in involving yourself, Lord.
Around him, several of the onlookers crane their necks to see who the Canta is addressing.
Director Castole, Governor Alvari, you are both here?
Indeed, Your Excellency.
Castole's face is splotchy and damp with sweat. He looks as if he may be ill.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Alvari wears a restrained smile.
And this is to be your witness?
A moment, Nero. Is that not Pelagina Mesrai? Have we brought one exile to welcome the other?
The jeering question kicks off a smattering of light laughter around the room.
Duke Remasi, Maestras and Mestres. I am here to assist in these proceedings, nothing more.
Most esteemed guests, this is the Watcher of Cad Nua.
We were sorry to hear of Cad Nua's fall, Lord. How interesting to find you here. You have my sympathies.
I thought the Valians were all, kind of Italians. But it turns out, actually, they also have a smattering of, Southerners. Well, Southern American kind of brawls in it. Anyway, I plan to rebuild my stronghold someday.
Fishing for the necessary contributions, are you?
No, but, if you're offering.
Let us begin, if the clerks will attend the roll. Albina Carnetto, Duke Remasi Storanzo Miscelona, the Archmage.
Devils take your roll, Nero. This isn't the Sengretta Ducala. We are all here. Let's get this over with.
Outsider law has more teeth than Ngati's pets, I say.
Wouldn't be a Valian hearing if someone wasn't feeling combative.
They may not be violent, but these fine people are all ruthless in their own way. The roads they took to reach this room are littered with their enemies.
If this goes badly, at least there's enough wealth in this room to cover our funeral expenses several times over.
Aloth leans close, murmuring to you.
Very well. Then let me extend my sincerest thanks to our shareholders in attendance.
Shareholders?
The Sengretta mea Compresa. They have made the largest investments in the company's holdings.
In deference to present company, we will proceed in adherence.
Perfect.
Director Castole, you stand accused of nothing less than gross incompetence, mismanaging of resources, willful deceit, grave charges all.
A low murmur starts up around you as the crowd reacts.
We have examined the evidence available to us. The numbers are not in your favor, Director, but you will have the opportunity to explain yourself. Now, Alvari.
Agrasima, Your Excellency. Esteemed Council, I bear Maestro Castle no ill will. We have always treated one another with great respect, but his time is past. I put it plain, the company is bleeding resources. We have identified numerous sources of Adra, and yet, how much of it ever reaches the Republics? The expedition to Pococahara was but the latest failure. Trained workers and supplies gone, and for nothing.
Well, I was able to restore the Adra vein, so it could still be harvested. I mean, I don't necessarily want to bring it up, but okay, I will.
You mean to say that the vein was secured in the end?
Well, that is... yes, Your Excellency, but...
A strange argument. We are concerned with results, Arvari. As far as I can see, the expedition was a success.
I have more, Your Excellency. Your coin, lords and ladies. Where has it gone all this while? Not to mines and industry, no. The director has spent the bulk of it on frivolous experiments.
That is absurd. Animancy research has gotten us where we are today.
Precisely.
Enough, Alvari. Watcher, you have had some involvement in these experiments. Do you have anything to add?
Well, the experiments worked. I was there.
Working. Working well enough to invite open attack by the Royal Deadfire Company.
Well, if they're interested...
It truly works. You mean to say that the Animancers have learned how to transport people?
Principo Tarvisi leans forward in his chair, watching you intently. Yes. Your words are met with a sudden, muted roar of animated whispers.
We have heard much of Akaizo in recent days. I wonder, Director Castor, just what are your plans for the fabled city?
Nero taps his quill against the desk in steady beats, looking on calmly.
Ukaizo holds an enormous quantity of a luminous Adra. Our research has already yielded results. If we can establish an outpost there, then...
Castol has scarcely started his sentence when a handful of the gathered investors start to jeer at him.
If we take this opportunity, we can accomplish far more than we initially believed. I could make you rich, lords and ladies, beyond your wildest dreams.
You may be rich in a century or two. Have you that long to wait? Some of you perhaps, but all? Dreams are all Castle has to offer. We have scores of Adra sites mapped to detail. Why not focus our efforts there? Castle risks your fortune on illusions.
That is true. We have mapped these deposits for years. The closer we travel to Andra's Mortar, the denser the deposits. Even Alvari knows this.
If you establish an outpost on Ukaizo, the Hoana will never forgive you.
They'll come around. Our research may even benefit them as well.
Even if there is Adra past the mortar, let us grind down the whole of it and be done with the place. Or will the Sengretta war against the natives and sea monsters for the next 100 years?
We have heard a great deal this day. Alvari, have you any final arguments?
Only this. That Director Castle has betrayed his station and our trust by allying himself with a Principe captain by the name of Furanti.
A Principe captain? You have evidence of this, Alvari? The word of a witness?
Nero looks to you, his eyes narrowing thoughtfully. Castol was trying to skirt Hoana law and wring some profit from the slave trade. That's honesty.
You cannot bring us Adra, so you ply an older trade, Castol.
That isn't...
Or is it that you were trying to line your own pockets, Castol? Daring. More daring than I would have suspected.
No, my lord. I swear it.
Castol wipes his brow with a sleeve.
I think we have heard enough. Any final words?
My lords, ladies, our enemies will make for Ukaizo in short order. The Valiant Trading Company must be ready. It needs decisive, effective leadership, now more than ever. With the Watcher's aid, we have the opportunity to claim an overwhelming victory. One that will carry us all into the history books.
The Watcher? You would rely upon a brute.
Watch it.
Per complanca, some dignity.
Nero casts a weary eye over the proceedings.
You have heard all the accusations against you. Castal, any final words?
Everything I do to help the company. You know this. 2 years ago, you entrusted me to establish the luminous Adra trade. I will continue to serve you, dutifully, and to my best ability. I know now that Alvari has hungered after my position for years, just as she will hunt after yours if you allow her to rise. She would cast Margaret off her throne if she could.
Beside you, Alvari smiles. Palagina, this is Castol's last chance. We're gonna leave it up to her.
Maestras and mestres, I cannot deny that Director Castol has jeopardized the company's interests in the Deadfire. But his ambitions align with those of the Republics. Such ambitions carry risk, but they also bring the potential for your company, for our republics to become the uncontested leaders of the world to come. I am speaking of more than gold, more than prestige. Success will bring the power to shape the future as you imagine it could be. No, as the people in this room cannot yet imagine it could be.
The Cantor raises his brows and tips his head slightly in mute approval. Around the room you spot several of the investors nodding as well.
You inspire much loyalty, Castor. If only it were so amongst your own peers. It is time. Let us put the matter of Castor's dismissal to a vote. All in favor?
Around the room, only a scant few hands raise. As the seconds tick past, the silence broken only by the dutiful scribbling of the clerks, it becomes clear the majority favour Castol. Castol keeps his gaze fixed on the floor, wringing his hands. Nearby, Alvari has gone still with shock, her mouth parts, gasping wordlessly. She turns a horrified look upon the Cantor.
You have overreached, Alvari. And the Sengretta does not take kindly to being called away from our business to indulge your schemes. Sate your ambitions in the living lands. Lueva Alvari, I hereby strip you of your rank and title, and pronounce you exiled from the Valian Trading Company and the Valian Republics by order of the Sengretta Mea Compresa.
This is a serious mistake. You can't do this to me.
I believe that brings this meeting to a close.
Director Castol seems to be in a state of some shock. He is staring at the doors. He turns to you with a startled jerk when you approach.
I must see the shareholders out, but please, let us speak afterwards.
Okay. Castol?
The living lands. Poor Alvari. I cannot stop thinking on it. How easily it might have been my fate. All my achievements gone in an instant.
He spreads the fingers of one hand, mimicking a burst of air.
Well, she brought it on herself, didn't she? The members of the Sengretta, they are not to be taken lightly.
Just remember that you owe me one, Castol.
It will be very difficult to forget. Well, I am still director, and our ambitions have not changed. We move forward. The Council wishes for results, so we will give them results. The Royal Deadfire Company will not sit idly by while we claim Ukaizo. If we set out now, they will do everything in their power to stop us. Which means we can no longer afford any doubts about where our loyalties lie. Or those of our companions.
No captain of mine sails against the homeland. It's that simple.
We can work this out, somehow.
If you've got any ideas, I'm not beyond hearing them. How do we get past this, Captain?
And nothing has to change. Who knows what side any of us will be on when the dust settles?
I've got a pretty good idea.
Maya tightens her bearing.
If you don't, Then you've got your principles on backwards. But Rawatai needs all hands on deck. And I won't just turn about on my career.
She folds her arms, squeezing her shoulders together. They have enough rifles and cannons to punch a hole in the Deadfire without you.
Well, sometimes it takes more than a punch to make a dent. You should know that already, if what I've told you about is any indication.
Castole, on the other hand, takes a step back, blinking slowly.
You were more than complicit in my activities, Captain. I seem to recall you handled yourself well enough.
Maya nods slowly.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Maya squeezes her eyes shut and sighs.
Not exactly how I wanted to end this friendship, but here we are.
She shakes her head slowly.
I guess we're done with each other. Unless I happen to catch you in my sights.
I won't do this.
What? Watcher, please, you cannot. How can we stop now, at the very edge of success?
Maya is too important to me. Blinking at you, a slow and disbelieving smile spreads across Maya's face.
Well, clearly I misjudged you, to say the least.
Castole folds his hands neatly in front of him. He glances at his guards.
I believe we're done here, Watcher. I have no further need of your assistance.
Whew. I was very worried for a second there that we were about to have to reload so that we could keep Maya, because I was like, oh, this is actually a point of no return. But pulled us back from the edge. We are not going with the Valians. Whew. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.